What's up, guys? Welcome back to my channel. My name is Kiah if you're new, and y'all see the title, so we just finna hop into it. This is just something that was oddly on my mind. I don't know if it's because I watched other people's YouTube videos or like I don't know what caused me to want to talk about it, because I ain't been in a relationship in years and I haven't been in a breakup in years, and so I really don't know how this is relevant right now, but here we are. So let's just talk about it. So this video is gonna be a chattier, longer one. You guys know these car talks, car rides with Kiahs, they're usually pretty rambly, so we're just gonna talk and hopefully not overheat in this car. I might have to turn on the AC or roll these windows down. But yeah, I know a lot of like girl chats or YouTubers will do like how to get over a breakup videos and breakup 101. I don't know, like I feel like some of them are just very instructional and like do this, do this, do this. And this is not going to be the video for that. I'm not going to really instruct you or give too much advice on how to get over your breakup, because I feel like it's just so many variables and so individual to your specific situation that I can't really give you that advice. But I'm just going to kind of chat about my feelings about it, my opinions. You guys see usually like my day-to-day vlogs. I'll do some college related videos most of the time, but I don't really talk too personally about stuff in my life because like, I don't know, I just don't feel the need to come on the internet and talk to the World Wide Web about it. But every now and then you guys might get these little videos out of me. So let's just take advantage of it while I'm here right now, because who knows when you're gonna get another one of these of me opening up. Doesn't happen often. So right off the bat, go ahead and give it a thumbs up, give it a like for that simple fact that I am opening up a little bit. I'm not gonna really get into too many details of specifics, but I don't know, it might be kind of fun to hear some stuff. Anyways, it's already getting hot. Oh my gosh. So where do we begin? Okay, I didn't plan anything out for this video. No bullet points, no notes. So we just off the rip, off the dome with it. So how to get over a breakup. Yeah, first of all, I think every case, every relationship is different. I feel like depending on how long it was, the answer might be different for how to get over it, because like if you're in a very long-term relationship, maybe you guys are like childhood sweethearts and you guys were together for so long, or maybe this was like the only person that you've ever been with, like they were your first everything. So in that case, it could be a little bit more difficult because you're not just going to get over them in a day or a month or even sometimes a year. Sometimes it might take a little bit longer, which kind of makes me want to say the best answer is just time and that you just gotta let it ride out. But I know that's not the answer you want to hear, because everybody always says that like time heals all, and to an extent it is kind of true, because you know, day one after the breakup it might suck. 5 years after the breakup, who was that? Like who was that person? You don't even think about it anymore. So I feel like there is a component of time that you just have to kind of, over time, it just kind of gets better and better, and you just move on with your life, because there's really no purpose of like spending all that energy thinking about somebody when it's over, like it's done. Like there's no going back. So it's just like, you might as well just move forward with your life and just work on you. I know that's another like very cringy thing to say, like, yeah, I'm single right now, I'm just working on me. I'm just, you know, all about me and just focusing on myself. And I get it. That's so annoying to hear. But sometimes it's like when you really are just on your own path and not really worried about nobody else, it kind of gets easier, because it's like, I'm just so worried about me that I don't even have the time to ponder that thought of like, who am I going to be with next? So, okay, so maybe I should just talk about some of my breakups. I put those in air quotes because I really wasn't in too many relationships, like official relationships. I only had really like 2 boyfriends, and the first one was just really like, it was just, you know, one of those like young relationships where you're just like, I don't know, I think you're cool, you think I'm cool, we get along, everybody else, like all of our friends, they're like, oh, you guys would be cute together. So it's just like, hey, you want to do this? Like, yeah, let's just go out. It was kind of one of those. I'm not saying I didn't like the person. I for surely did. But it just was like a thing where we were just more friends than anything. So I feel like with all of my guys that I've talked to, like we've always started off as friends. So that's made things kind of easier in some aspects. But yeah, so with that first relationship, when we decided to break apart, it was kind of very like amicable and just very, I feel like it was mutual, even though maybe at the time, I don't know, maybe other people would think that like, okay, so I basically was the one to really initiate the breakup and be like, and like throw the idea out there that like maybe we should just go back to being friends, because we were basically acting like friends. Like we really didn't do anything. We were just very like innocent about it. It was cute, but it was just like one of those where it's like, we're basically just friends, so why don't we just be friends? You know what I mean? I think it was mutual, but I was the one that kind of like initiated it, but I think he kind of felt the same way too. It just broke off very like amicably. Like even after that, after the fact, like we were still able to like see each other and not really hang out one-on-one so much, but like we had mutual friends and we were like in the same friend groups and stuff like that. So it was kind of just like, it wasn't even a bad like situation or breakup whatsoever. And we still like would say hi to each other. And every now and then, like we'll hit each other up if something happened to where there was like, I don't know if there was anything that happened that we felt like we wanted to talk to each other about or just check in with each other, we would do that. We would text each other. It wasn't like an everyday type of thing. Like, of course, it was less and less over time because it was like, we're not together. So why would we really talk like that? But yeah, he was just a really good person. We were just really cool. And so that breakup was just it didn't even really feel like a breakup to me. Like, because it just felt like a friend, and it just felt like we were in something that like we tried the relationship thing out. It was nice. It was fun. It was cool. I don't regret anything about that. But it was just like, yeah, deep down, we're just actually really good friends. And and we just need to let each other explore other options. I even remember like it's getting so hot. I just cannot. Hold on, I gotta let this open real quick. Like I don't want to turn on the AC because it's loud. And then I don't want to roll down the window because I don't want everybody hearing me. And I'm talking at the speed of light. Oh my gosh. Okay. Yeah, so that was relationship number 1. And it was just very cool. Nothing bad, no hard feelings. So it kind of like brings into the question of whether you could still be friends with an ex. And I know this is a highly like debatable topic. On one end of the spectrum, there are people on one side that are like, no, there's not a chance. That's no option. Like when I break up with somebody, I treat them as like they're dead and it's all communication is cut off. I don't know them. You don't know me. Like I know some people that are just very like, no, we're not together. So there's no reason for us to even have any form of communication or any ties together. Yeah, they kind of just need that separation and space. And I truly understand that. And then on the other side of it too, there's like people that believe, yeah, you could still be friends because you've had history, and it's hard for that to just kind of go away overnight because they're not into that person and that person is not into them. They're like, there's no trouble or no issue with being friends because we don't like each other. So nothing is ever going to happen. So it's like, yeah, we could still be cool. We could still be cordial. And sometimes you might have the same friend groups and you might have to see the people again. So it's like, yeah, we could still be friendly. We don't have to be buddy, but like, yeah, we could still be friends. Okay, I'm rolling down this window. I cannot take it. And so I kind of fall somewhere in the middle, but I think it depends on each relationship. Like I was saying, if it was a very like long-term who is calling me? Bruh, I swear my phone be so dry on an everyday basis. As soon as I hit record on a video, everybody and their mama want to talk to me. But on the regular, nobody would be calling me. Where was I? Yeah, I kind of just fall somewhere in the middle, depending on the variables of that relationship. Like if it was a very long-term relationship, then maybe you do have to like cut off that communication and kind of give yourself the space to mourn that relationship in a sense, like mourn that loss of a person, because you've just spent so much of your life with them and that's all you know, and you need that separation to be able to like move forward. If it's like a shorter relationship and you guys are just really cool and you just really authentically, genuinely enjoy this person as a person first and not as like a boyfriend, girlfriend type of thing, like if it's a type of thing where you just, you feel like you just really genuinely like this person, but you don't feel like any romantic feelings for them anymore. I think it could only work if both parties don't feel any sense of romantic tie to that person. So let's say if I no longer have feelings for that person, and I'm like, yeah, I could be cool with them because I don't have feelings for them. I don't view them in that way. But if there's even an inch of them that has like room for a possibility of like, yeah, maybe we may get back, or they still kind of have any like inch of still liking you in that romantic way, then I feel like it might not work, because you're just going to be giving them hope of like in their eyes, it's going to feel like maybe one day this might go back to something, whereas you're feeling like, no, this is never going to go back to anything. It could be very one-sided, and then that's when things get kind of tricky. Yeah, I think there is like a gray area there where it's like, it could work. It just has to be like both of you guys really have to not feel anything romantically for each other. I don't know. Yeah, that's just kind of how I feel about it. Maybe my opinions will change as I get older and as I experience more. If I go into different relationships, maybe my feelings towards it may change, and I might be like, no, cut him off all the way, he's dead. But I don't know. I just feel like if I can help it, if I can, I try to have things end on a good note with no hard feelings, even if there were like bad things that happened in the relationship, depending on the things, like obviously. But I just feel like if I could help it, if I could allow it to end on a good note, amicably, then I would prefer that over having to end it very like on a bad note, because I just don't want to have that energy towards anybody. I don't want anybody to have that power over me to really affect me that way. Like I don't want anybody like to be able to make me sweat, you know what I mean? I don't like the idea of somebody having that type of power over me, to where like if I see them on the streets, I will start to feel a certain way or get mad or get anxious. Like, no, I should still be able to see them on the streets, see them in the store, and be like, hey, how's life? Cool, great. And go about my life, you know? That's just how I feel about it. But like I said, my feelings could change in the future. Like, you don't really know. I'm not just saying this is set in stone. I guess since I talked about the first relationship, I might as well talk about the second one. Like I said, I'm not going to get into details. Yeah, with the second breakup, it was a lot different from the first one because this was like a person that I felt like I did like more. It wasn't as mutual because it was like something that I just had to end because of things that happened. It was kind of like abrupt and like a shock, but not a shock, because it was very kind of like off and on, hot and cold. And I'll just say, like, if you have to question anything, like if you have to question where you guys stand, then it's normally like, why are you guys even doing it? Like, you should want clarity. You should want answers. You shouldn't leave anything open for like, and that was like on my part too. Like, I just didn't communicate as much. But yeah, basically with that one, it was just like he wanted to go back to his ex without telling me that he wanted to go back to his ex. So then when I found out, it was like, oh no, this is not what we're doing. Like, this is not what we're doing. So I had to chuck up the deuces, and that's why it had to end so abruptly. Even after the fact, like, yeah, of course I was mad in the moment, kind of more shocked than anything. And I understand from the other person's perspective, like, you're scared, you don't want to hurt their feelings. Like, I just feel like it would be different if I don't know, I just feel like they could have just approached me about it instead of me having to find out the way that I found out. It was like you're surprised but not surprised, because you're like, it makes sense. Like, in the moment, yeah, I was kind of more upset than anything. We had the same friend group, so I was kind of more sad that like I couldn't do those same things and like move the same way with the friend group, with all of us together because we had fun. But I just felt like I couldn't do that, because now it's like, dang, if they're still friends with the dude, then they feel weird about hanging out with them and having to tell me or not tell me and go around me. It was just kind of weird. And so that's a thing that comes up when you guys are like in the same friend group. It just gets kind of weird, and you kind of just have to like distance yourself a little bit. I feel like with stuff like that, it's like, yeah, it kind of sucks, but then still, even with that one, like after the fact, maybe, I don't know how much longer after, but I do remember seeing him again with mutual friends, like at a party, and everything was kind of like cool. We didn't like, there was no real like talk about it because he already knew what he did. I already knew and acknowledged what he did. And but when we saw each other that one time at the party, it was kind of like, oh, like it's whatever. I'm kind of like, I was just over it by then. So yeah, I think just what sucks more about breakups, especially if like it's with mutual friends, is missing out on that friendship. Because even with that second relationship too, we were friends first before we even started like talking to each other. Even before we even started dating, we were friends first, and like we genuinely like hung out in a group setting. And so maybe the moral of the story is to not date anybody that you start off as friends with. I'm just kidding. At the end of the day, I just couldn't sit around and be mad, because it was like, I don't regret any of those experiences that I had with this person, because I had a good time, they had a good time, we had fun, we shared some laughs, we shared some crazy moments, some of my most like memorable high school moments. They served their purpose in that point in time, and then you kind of just have to move on. I guess I would just say, if there's any advice in this video, is to try not to be petty. I know it's so like it's so easy. You just want to be petty. Like, I know you want to do it. I know. But if you could just try not to be petty with stuff like that, because at the end of the day, what are you really doing? Like, what are you accomplishing? A lot of times you're just making yourself look stupid. Like, just move on. The biggest flex is to just be doing well in life and not even tripping on that person. Let time do its thing. Focus on other things, pick up a new hobby even. You could rant a little bit to a friend or a family member, and then you gotta just like move on and not try to get back at them with anything, like, because it really is just like, what are you doing, baby? What are you gonna accomplish with that? Nothing. You're really just not gonna accomplish anything with that. So just try not to be like petty. It's just a waste of energy, in my opinion. And I know we all have a little bit of pettiness in us. I know. Specifically, I'm thinking of this Snapchat video that I made when I went on there acting like I was about to sell some of his belongings. I returned all of them. I returned them. That was a moment of pettiness. I will admit that. It's really just not worth it. Just try to be the bigger person, move forward, do well in life. And like I said, that's your biggest flex. That was really all I really had to say. What other advice? I think a really big one, don't take everything personally. Like, I know especially if they broke up with you, it could feel like, or if they cheated on you or they did something to hurt you, it could feel like, dang, what did I do wrong? Or what should I have done differently? Or where did I mess up? Like, why did they feel the need to seek these other people? But you have to just realize that it's really not about you at the end of the day. Like, you are great. You're just not great for them. That's just not the wavelength that they're on right now. So you just have to feel secure with yourself and be like, yeah, maybe there were some things that I could have done differently, but that still wouldn't have affected the outcome. Why would you want to be with somebody that doesn't fully want to be with you? It makes no sense. And sometimes, like I said, people come in for certain seasons of our life and they serve their purpose, and then you gotta move on. And I feel like with anybody that I've had a relationship with or talked to or been friends with, like on any level, like I feel like they serve their purpose for that time. And it's not like a thing where it's like, oh, I have to cut off these people, I'm cutting off everybody. I really don't feel that way. Like, I feel like I could just, even people or even friends like that I just don't talk to as much today, if they were to hit me up today randomly and be like, hey, let's go get coffee, I would really not feel like, oh, so now you're hitting me up. I would just be like, oh, that's dope. Like, ooh, my camera cut off and it's getting like more and more hot as we speak. But yeah, I don't feel like it always has to be this dramatic breakup or this dramatic thing that happens. I feel like you let things serve their purpose in that point in time, and you learn from those experiences, and just appreciate that time, appreciate those experiences. Oh, I wasted all this time, because it really wasn't a waste of time. It's just what that time in your life, what you needed, or, you know, just appreciate that place in your time at that moment and build new experiences. What else do I gotta say before this camera shuts off again? A lot of people may say to just distract yourself as like a coping mechanism to initially when you first break up, so that you don't think about that person anymore. I don't know how effective that is, but I do think sometimes maybe it is kind of necessary to just get your mind off of it. But I think what's important is to also feel your feelings, rant, journal it all out, rant to somebody. And I don't think there's really one specific right answer for how to get over that person, except for that you will. And to just realize that this world is so much bigger than what you think. And like, mind you, I haven't really been like I said, take all this advice with a very slight grain of salt, because I haven't been in a terrible breakup where my heart was just broken and I cried for days, and I haven't. It's different if this is like a husband and wife type of thing, or if you guys have had children together. Like, I can't even, like, I don't even know how hard that is, because I haven't experienced that yet. So I am not like devalidating it. Like, yeah, just get over him. Like, it'll just take time. You'll be okay. Like, I completely understand that there is more to that. And it's a lot more complex when other people are tied and just, yeah, when there's more to the story and there's children involved. It is going to be tough work, but you do just have to focus your energy inward, I feel like, instead of seeking outward things, seeking different people to make you feel good. Like, you just have to kind of do the hard work within yourself first, and then whatever happens once you've like reached that place of acceptance of like, this is what it is, then I feel like that's when the magic happens and where you kind of grow the most. Anyways, it's hot, my battery's dying. I think I've done enough rambling for this one video. Don't know when it's going to be posted or if I'm going to chicken out. That happens a lot where I'm like, oh, I don't think I want to post this. Yeah, YOLO, whatever. Are people still saying YOLO? I don't know. Yeah, that's going to be it for this video. Just a ramble, just a chat. Take from it what you will, and like I said, take it very lightly. This is just me present day speaking right now, and things may drastically change in the future. I'm always open to change and growth. Some of the opinions that I have right now may not be the same in the future. Like I said, I haven't been in a relationship in a long time, so I don't know how relevant this can be. I don't know how credible I could be right now, given my lack of experience. But I hope you guys enjoyed this car chat video, and I will see you guys in the next one. Peace.